The Battle of Petrovaradin or Peterwardein was a decisive victory for Austrian forces in the war between Habsburg Monarchy of Austria and the Ottoman Empire. At Petrovaradin. History. In 1716, Grand Vizier Damit Ali gathered a 150,000-strong Ottoman army at Belgrade, at the core of which were 40,000 Janissaries, 20,000 Sipahi, and 10,000 Tartars, together with some renegade Karuk cavalry. They crossed the Sava at Zemun at the end of July, and moved on the right bank of the Danube towards Sremski Karlovci. The Tartars, with Moldavians and Kuruks, drove into Transylvania, but the Transylvanian forces were no match for the Tartars. The commander of the Austrian forces, Prince Eugene of Savoy, decided to engage the Ottomans at Petrovaradin. He had arranged for the construction of a fortified encampment within the fortress there, and set the 83,300-strong imperial army on the march from their quarters in Futog. There was an 8,000-man garrison in the fortress consisting primarily of Serbs. In the Austrian army served Croatian and Hungarian infantry and cavalry regiments and Serbian border soldiers in the Vojvodina. On August 2, the first skirmish between the imperial vanguard and Ottoman horsemen occurred. By the next day, the Grand Vizier had already reached Petrovaradin and immediately dispatched 30,000 Janissaries against the imperial positions. They dug saps and began to bombard the fortress. The core of the imperial army only crossed the Danube on the night of August 5 by 2 pontoon bridges, after which they encamped. The battle and its effects. At 7 o'clock on the morning of August 5, Prince Eugene began the Austrian offensive, while the right flank under Prince Alexander von Württemberg stormed an Ottoman artillery battery. The Imperials rode into trouble in the center. Deployment through the small gate of the fortress proceeded slowly. The Janissaries went on the counter-attack immediately and forced the Imperial army back into the fortress. Prince Eugene sealed off the central incursion with additional troops and sent his cavalry into the Ottoman flanks, by which means they were encircled. The Grand Vizier could not manage to break the encirclement with his Sipahis, nor could he regroup his troops. The Tartars even pulled back without engaging in combat. After the defeated Ottomans were wiped out, Prince Eugene personally led his troops against the Grand Vizier's encampment. Supported by the guns of 6 frigates of the Danube fleet, the battle had been won by 2 o'clock, with the Grand Vizier himself among the slain. Barely 50,000 Ottomans returned to Belgrade. Soon, from Constantinople came a messenger from the Sultan with order of execution of Damit Ali. He is buried at the Belgrade fortress, Kale Megdan, in tomb known as Damit Ali Pasino Turb. After the war, a church commemorating this event was built on Tekij, on the hill over battlefield, and is dedicated to Our Lady of Tekij, also known as Our Lady of the Snows. The church is special, because it has both Catholic and Orthodox altars and both Christian denominations use it. The site is a place of pilgrimage on every August 5. After Petrovaradin, Prince Eugene turned against Timisoara and captured it despite great resistance and desperate attempts by the Ottomans to relieve the town. Eventually, they admitted defeat and signed a treaty with Austria and her ally Venice.